your trusted American Standard dealer in Hamilton and surrounding counties.
From the heartland and the crossroads of America, you're listening to Garrison with your host, Greg Garrison.
A new group of militant activists have abandoned traditional protest and turned to sedition, subversion, and sabotage to stop the war. They are destroying computer systems, helping soldiers desert, trashing recruiting offices, burning military equipment, and sabotaging defense contractors. Welcome back, folks. Greg Garrison. We've got this from Daniela Rommel at newdetail.net. It's an advertisement from Trine Day Books for a new book that's out. And it starts out sounding like I just read it to you, but then there's a quote from Noam Chomsky in it. The author and spokesperson for this group is William Hathaway. He says a Special Forces combat veteran turned to peace activist. His first book, A World Hurt, won a Reinhardt Foundation Award for his portrayal of the psychological roots of war, the blocked sexuality and need for patriarchal approval that draw men to
Carmel Drive.
Wow, your listeners will want to know how this dangerous new trend may impact your lives, so let's arrange an interview with Hathaway. He has Skype, so there won't be any costs. Wow. Radical Peace, People Refusing War, just published by Trine Day. I should forward that on to my resident expert on all things crazy like that and see if, this thing, see now, my stuff, my pop-ups quit on my addresses and I have to do everything the hard way. Welcome back, folks. Greg Garrison with you. Indian Open Phones for a Friday. So we have a radical peace, people refusing war, and the sexual roots oh my goodness, I wonder what the Reinhardt Foundation is. That would be a curious one as well. They're out there, folks. That's right. They're out there all the time. Great to have all of you with all of us. It works like this. You call, we talk. It's on your mind. It's on this show. Keep it clean.
Yeah, I guess I'll
I suspect that my mother is probably listening by now, so let's be sure we do that. I got more phone calls to take, but lines are open. 239-9393, pound 9393, Verizon Mobile Network. Betty's first up in Arcadia. Betty, good morning. What's going on?
Thank you very much, and blessings to all of yours. My main concern, well, one thing is I would vote for Holt. He's a wonderful man, and I think it's great to move Congress to the middle of the nation. The rest of us could block them from going back to Washington. And my concern, though, was I have implants through an accident, and I beep every time I go through the airport. And I was given at the time a card with a picture of the injury, and I was told this would get me through the airport. It did for 1 year. From then on, I was always scanned every time I fly, which is maybe 5 times a year, 4 times.
Well, you're scanned how? You mean with a wand?
Yeah, I go through the new machines that pump you. Those,
Oh, yeah.
For a while, and then I went through the one where the door kind of locks you in. And I think with the new one that they put out, I'm not doing it because I'm going to be scanned anyway. They're going to do a feel down. I've never got to go through just the machine and walk away, where they can, they can see I have the implants. There's metal in there, lots of metal. And so what is there for us? I mean, we're just going to always be pat down?
Pretty much.
So, I mean, they know. I mean, when we call and get airline tickets, I'm sure my name with everything about me, they could pull up in 2 minutes. And so now they're going to have a picture to put with all that information.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're losing more and more of our of the anonymity all the time. You see, you're stuck. Okay, we live in a world that is dangerous enough that when you walk through the metal detector and you set the thing off, they're gonna have to find out how come.
They know how come.
Well, they say that you tell them how come, but they got to see it.
Well, I could show them scars, you know.
Well, that's but
But it looks like they could give, I mean, it's there.
Well,
They
that's
could,
it right there.
the police or some organization could, you could go through like they did for maybe, 5 years ago, people could get the people that flew all the time could get the pass where they could go through easily or easier because they filled out reports and they did a 6 weeks back check on them, and looks like people that are
Performing arts.
the frequent flyers and people that have
they
a
turn
true
around, they get it.
medical that's going to beep it off could go to have a doctor fill it out, police certify it. Yes.
well, you can do all that you want to, but those things are, what the argument's going to be is that stuff's all subject to counterfeit and to fraud. And the answer's going to be, ma'am, if you set the thing off, we got to verify each time you go through who you are and what it is that's making that thing ring. And you're going to be stuck with it. You're not going to like it. I don't blame you for not liking it.
Well,
but
I think they've got enough information on us from the last 10 years that they don't need our nude picture to put on the page with everything else.
Well, if you've seen those images, it's not much of a nude picture.
About this.
I mean, there's no,
They can see all that.
remarkable characteristics, no facial characteristics that make you different than anybody else. You're just a...
Okay, then why when I go through the machine, it, they can see that I have a full hip implant and back braces that why would they have to do a feel down? Because they can see that.
Yeah. Well, I guess their argument would be the fact that you've got those things. Everybody goes, oh, okay, that's how come it went off, and they don't know about the gun you've got strapped to the inside of your thigh. And they went, okay, you're fine. Now, if they've done the scan, they've seen the gun if you got one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard for me to understand. Again, we've all been through situations where a gal like you or an elderly person or sometimes just you're not sure why. You look over there and there's some person with angst all over their face and they're emptying everything out of their carry-on and they're feeling them up and groping them, and you think, boy, I wonder what that guy did to set somebody off. Doesn't happen. At least it heretofore has not been so common. But
this sounds all.
It's a tough question. It really is. Scott's and Geist next up. Hey, Scott. Good morning.
God, I wonder if all.
Greg, I just wanted to call you were talking about.
You know what that used to be? What was that?
You don't even have to go out and
which
for an
one?
organization. I go to IUPU. I am 50 years old and I have cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And because I require a little help every now and then, but I have a strong mind.
Which class? That's not even.
Picking out students.
That's not even.
Who are younger than me, and I'll go and start a conversation.
Full production no more.
And ask them, what is your biggest problem? Or
Forming arts building. That's got to be the right there. That's got to be the Palladium thing.
Conversation, and I help so many young people
like they really needed that.
That they think are either too big or mom and dad will be mad about it, and I want to talk to somebody so everybody can look around their neighborhood and find somebody that may need help. I use my mind and my voice, but if somebody is,
I don't know if it's going to video it. Right there on the straight ahead of it,
they can.
right over there is where they have ice skating.
You don't have to go out and find an organization. It's all around you if you know.
Well, yeah, and being helpful in your own neighborhood is a charity beginning at home sort of thing. Scott, thanks for your phone call. Appreciate it so much, and your hard work as well. A person just has to look around. And your volunteerism, if you will, can take many forms. That's for sure. Tom's next up. Greencastle, thanks for calling, Tom. Good morning.
Happy holidays, Greg. Wondered if I could get your insight on our state public education system, school programs talking about cutting art, music, PE, as well as transportation. Some school systems saying even if they do that, down the road that may not be enough. Where are we heading with our public education system?
Well, into the toilet.
Not very promising for our young people.
Well, I mean, public education may be a dinosaur.
Private, statewide?
You know what I'd do if it was me? I've said over and again, I wish that schools were as populous as CVS and Walgreens pharmacies. Every corner, each little neighborhood. I know there's no efficiencies in that, although there could be efficiencies.
Yeah, but Carmel has changed.
Of teaching people when we got 2,000 of them in the same place. We just don't.
Well, how do we remedy it? I mean, if the bottom line is our young children in schools were rural communities, our education system, our education levels are going to suffer. And it's the interim here. We're in this phase now where these changes are going to be made, and our young people's, the standards are being raised by the state, and the teachers are being cut. The quantity of materials presented to them in the classroom is increasing, both with quantity as well as difficulty. It's like a vice, and it's closing in, and eventually something's going to bust.
Well, what do you propose?
Greg, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. It can't go where it's going now. That's for certain. And I know it's about dollars and cents.
All this still basically the same.
I really wanted to hear your input and maybe strike up some conversation.
Well, everybody wants to. The problem is you can't get there from here because there's too many vested interests in keeping things just like they are. The teachers' unions, the administrators being paid the big bucks, the sort of the financial and community investment in huge school complexes, the hyperfixation with athletics and with the multi-million-dollar investments that go into supporting those. I don't know where you start, but I know that the schools that are small, that don't focus on athletics, that keep the class size down, and that enforce standards of performance for teachers and students both, excel wherever you put them.
Do I want to go up Guilford? I might.
Now, we just heard
Come back
comments out of Dr. White, Gene White, the
I haven't been up Guilford for a long time either.
decrying the money that is being paid in the six figures to all these bureaucrats that work at IPS. And he's mad at them about this and that, but he doesn't want to cut their pay or lay any of them off. I mean, it's silly to be paying people six-figure incomes as bureaucrats, as administrators,
Center goes all that way.
in a system that cries and complains because it doesn't have enough money. Number one, and number two, can't deliver its own life. Hold if you're holding, call if you haven't done it. Right back, open phone style leads, Garrison, doing radio. Stick with me.
Hey, dude, look, it's Santa. Ooh, sorry to break this to you, man, but Santa doesn't exist. Hey, seriously, man, check him out on my new Insignia HD radio portable player from Best Buy. It has all this experience. The screen shows what's planned, and the HD2, HD3 channels are killer. Whoa, there is a Santa. See, I told you. Go to Best Buy this holiday season to pick up the new feature-rich Insignia HD radio portable player. The perfect holiday gift. HD radio.
My friends, if you're getting ready for Christmas, you know what? You know jewelry purchases are in your future, so do it the right way. Head to Pierce Jewelers right now. Buddy Pierce has been in business for 3 decades, offering one-of-a-kind pieces that he designs and fabricates himself. He's an absolute master at taking existing pieces and turning them into show-stopping creations. Trust me, I'm a big hero at my house. That's been done by us twice already. He's got custom-cut gemstones, sterling giftware, holiday ornaments, and fine Swiss watches for every budget. Just east of Range Line, Northside, Carmel Drive, Pierce